Well.
Hey, y'all.
So
We gotta start using the one that got our social media handles on there, because I think there's another video that's out
that has that would be my first thing to do, is download this before I go to bed and make sure I put it right on that thing clip, add on the video clip, and make sure that's on their chair.
Yes, we gotta start getting people to follow us on social media. We need to build our following. Come on, y'all.
We
like that YouTube channel.
Don't we have like a banner or something? Don't we have like a banner?
I think we got one that says like, share, subscribe.
I don't know where it is. Oh, there you go.
Right here. Yeah, we need y'all to go ahead and like that YouTube channel. We don't have enough subscribers, but we have hundreds and hundreds of folks that watch our videos.
Yeah.
So y'all need to go like that page.
They do it on Facebook and they don't do it on YouTube. That's the problem.
Yeah, you guys are definitely following us on Facebook and liking and watching the videos on Facebook. We also need y'all to check us out on YouTube.
We need because this is the new thing now, right? Because the pandemic has forced us to do a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, we live different, and the information is here though. People can get it to you.
Businesses run different now. They got people working from home. Okay.
Yes. Folks are working from home.
So listen, we pre-recording. Okay, because I've been given a getaway trip. My husband surprised me with a getaway trip. He won't be alone, so we gonna be gone with no kids. Okay, I don't have to be responsible for nobody for a few days.
But her kids are teenagers, and they have an adult brother, so she's not leaving the little kids at home by themselves. We don't want to give that impression.
Not leaving them by themselves.
They're old enough.
But they're old enough. Their brother's in his 20s. I ain't gonna say how to, because I want people to know how old I am. Their brother's in his 20s, and
because they think your kids are like 6 years old.
Oh no, I don't got babies no more. Thank God. But I do have a preteen. A preteen, and I have a teenager. So I got to get away because I still got to do things for them. So I need some
and space. And the 2 dogs are taken care of too for all the animal lovers in the room.
Don't have to put them in the kennel. Boarding. Thank goodness. Yes, because they need to be free. Because what I didn't know is that my babies stay in a cage.
When they put them in, when y'all pay all that money for somebody to watch them, they leave them in the cage the whole time.
And they take them out to go take a dump and then put them back in the cage.
Oh dang, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Unless they go to one of those
fancy places.
Yeah, them fancy, which it costs an arm and a leg, and they got a pool, but your dog got to be neutered or fixed in order.
They ain't trying to get nobody pregnant over there.
So your dog got to be that, and then they let them roam free. But I can't justify paying that kind of money for a dog. Sorry.
So Big Brother got to babysit.
Yes, he do, and I'm very grateful. So, none of the Republicans reached out.
They don't want to talk to us.
I think they saw the show and they were like,
"Don't be scared. We're nice."
But we were nice to the libertarians.
To everybody.
I think we're nice to everybody. Is there something
nice to everybody
on the show and try to come for us? And we
were still nice to them because we were laughing by the end of that interview.
Yeah, and we extend out grace, honey.
Yes.
We extend out grace like not like it's going out of business, but we do extend out some grace. Okay.
Yes, we're good.
But today we will not be extending no grace to the Biden and Harris administration. That's not we won't be doing that.
Listen, before we came on, I was on Yahoo.com, and Seth Rogen, I think that's his name, Seth Rogen, he said Trump gonna run in 2024. And if the Democrats put up Biden-Harris against Trump in 2024, Trump will be president again. That's what Seth Rogen said. That guy has like 100 million followers on his he has some podcast.
The comedian Seth Rogen?
Yeah, I think that's his name, Seth Rogen. He's a comedian. He's doing some stuff with Dave Chappelle. They're on tour. He has like 100 million people that subscribe to his podcast.
Is he pro-Trump?
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think he's more criticizing the Biden-Harris administration, and so he's saying that if the Democrats don't do better and find some better folks to be on that ticket, which Biden said he's not running again. So it's not really about Biden.
Biden said he's not running again.
Yeah, his one term. He's not running. He's not running in 2024. Okay. So it's really about whether or not they're going to try to make Harris the nominee, because, one of the things that the party wants to do is that, they don't like to run someone against the president or the vice president. That's usually the decorum right?
Mm-hmm.
If the president or the vice president wants to run, they usually don't primary them. They need to primary these folks. I done said it already, so I'm not backing down from that.
Well, I have to tell you, I don't think there's anything that Kamala can do that will redeem herself from the debacle at Del Rio.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything she can do
because it's more than Del Rio, right? Like we're making it like Del Rio shed light on a whole bunch of things,
a whole bunch of stuff.
You know,
yeah.
So because they've been the racism stuff has been coming to the surface. It's been rising. It's been rising since last summer. It's been rising.
It's been percolating, honey.
It's been percolating and rising to the top. So people, used to be able to say, "Oh, well, I didn't know." Like, whatever do you mean? Like, I don't see what you're talking about, right? So we're starting to see what people are starting to see what folks have been talking about for years and years and years and years and years and years, right? They're starting to see it. So we saw it with the criminal justice reform. We saw it with the insurrection and how those folks were treated. Right. And even the ones who got arrested, we see what kind of sentence they're getting for like what they did. So we're seeing the two Americas. Right. So then we have this immigration thing. We're seeing that too. So so the racism is on all different kind of levels. It's on all different kind of levels.
And we're starting to see it. And it has always been there. One of the things I was watching Roland Martin's show. And one of the key things he said that makes a ton of sense is he's like, they've been, for the people that keep saying, oh, well, y'all voted for Biden and look what he's doing. But let's be clear, just like Roland Martin says, they've been deporting Haitian people since the Carter regime, right? Since the Carter administration. Let's be clear. So when you say we voted for them, Obama did it.
Obama, let me tell you something. Obama, listen, I'm an immigration attorney. Obama was deporting people like crazy, right? But you know what? But Obama, the way Obama did a lot of his was that he just wouldn't let people in. He was returning them right away, right? But he let them say what they gotta say. And he be like, that ain't gonna work. Let them in. Or if they were trying to come in, they were turning them boats around before they even got into the waters, right? So they didn't get in. They didn't get here to make the scene that happened. Right. And the thing about what happened in Del Rio is one of the things that the administration was asking for was for people to present themselves at a border, at a checkpoint that processes immigration folks. Right. That's what they did. They did what y'all told them to do. And then y'all were like, well, we ain't really mean it like that. Right. And let me tell you, we ain't really mean it like that was because they didn't mean it for like Black folks, because they've handled high volume numbers of folks coming in across the border before. So that ain't nothing new. They have immigrants coming into the United States every day. That part ain't nothing new. While there were the 10 to 15,000 Haitians at the border of Del Rio, they just allowed 95,000 Afghanis to come in the United States. And they gave those people are getting green cards practically day one, right? With houses, cars, jobs, all kind of stuff. So it's not like America don't got no space for nobody. Let's not say that. We have a labor shortage, right? There's like 8 million jobs and nobody to take them. I see the signs all over the place. I said this the last time I was in Tennessee. They're willing to hire 14 and 15-year-olds to fill these positions, right? So, I mean, you have folks that are polyglots, multilingual, that have all types of skill set that have been ready to come and work day one. So think about it like that. So why is it that you really don't want them to be here, right? To me, it's all about skin color and skin tone, and y'all can't tell me nothing different.
Let me tell you something. The vice president has a whole immigrant on both sides. Both her parents are immigrants.
Brown immigrants too.
Brown immigrants on top of that. And when she was running for office, she was criticizing that Title 42 thing like nobody's business. It's trash. It's it's illegal. It's this. The pop 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 pop. You become the new administration. You did away with it when you started the new administration, and lo and behold, we got 15,000 Black people coming over or whatever. Oh, wait a minute. We do have something to use. We're going to institute that thing you said was illegal. That's what you use. And the worst part about it is, Ms. Vice President, is you are over the borders. Like, that's your job.
That's part of what you do.
That's what that's what you've been charged with. Okay. That's what the Lord called you to do. That you doing that's your thing. Okay. That's your ministry. And what you do with your ministry is you make it look like you are not involved and you are so appalled at what you saw.
She told people don't come. They already here. So the don't come ain't working right now. So since they're here, what do we do? Because she also was talking about how this is a humanitarian issue, how it was inhumane the way they were treating immigrants, right? She said that. So she's telling people who don't come, but them people already here. So we can't do the don't come now. We got to do like, all right, the folks are here. How we gonna handle this? And they failed on how they handled it. And you know, I believe in redemption. I do, but I don't know how she's gonna redeem herself. I'm not gonna try to visualize it. I'll just see it if it happens. I'll know it when I see it if it happens.
The Biden and Harris administration has a little over 2 years and some change.
They're not even a year in. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, a little bit over 4 years then.
They got 3 years. They just started. They're like,
I'm just saying. I don't know what they're going to do.
2025.
You believe in redemption, and I also, and believe it or not, I believe in miracles. So I don't know. Maybe a miracle might come out, and they will, end up fixing.
Well, they miraculously cleared out 8,000 people in 12 hours.
Well, they said that them 8 people left on their position. Yeah, 8,000 said that they wanted to go back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's their story, and they sticking to it.
Story, and they're sticking to it. Anyway, I digress. I just want people to know this doesn't mean you shouldn't vote. Okay, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, I won't never say don't vote.
That's not what we're talking about.
I know who I ain't voting for.
But what I will tell you,
but I'll vote for everybody else. I'm all about the down ballot candidates.
She's made up her mind. But I'm convinced. She's done. But what I will tell you, those down ballot candidates, we're talking about your commissioners, your mayors, your state reps, your house reps, your governors, your your senators. Those
some places call it county commission, city council. They have them city councils.
People, even your
aldermen, assemblymen.
Even your police sheriffs, your state attorneys, your public defenders, all those people get elected.
Supervisor of election,
all of those people.
Property appraiser,
all of them. Everybody be on the ballot. Okay, yes. School board members.
School board. How can we forget?
Okay, all them people be on your ballot, and those people make decisions for your everyday life. And those people, your senators, your those people, your Congress people, they go and make legislation. So while we're sitting here
worried about the president,
giving accountability, we ain't worried about, we giving him accountability. We are taking him to account for his lack of leadership where this immigration issue is concerned. While we're taking him
leadership, or he just showed how racist he is, and she showed how she don't like black people.
I don't know if she don't like black people. What I do know is that she had an opportunity.
Like black people.
I'm just saying. What I do know is that the vice president had an opportunity
to show us that she cared about black people.
Well, I mean, she is black, so
okay.
I guess all skin folk and kinfolk, I guess. She had an opportunity to make sure that the platform she ran on, that the black women she addressed, that she needed to get into this position, she had the opportunity to shine, and she didn't take it. And I'm saying she didn't take it. I'm not saying, well, she tried or she didn't make it. She did not take it because she could have taken it. She did not do that. So, Ms. Harris, VP Harris, all I have to say is, sis, if you on a ballot in 2024 and ain't nobody running against you, that will be a crime shame. Who's the head of the Democratic Party?
Jamie Harrison.
Jamie Harrison. You might want to see if you can start looking, because the black folks, the Haitian folks, the mamas, we ain't happy.
Nope.
At all. Back to the down ballot candidates. It's important that you you give these people their jobs, right? They work for you.
Yep.
Which means they can either keep it or they can lose it.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them that needs to lose their jobs. Yeah.
That's the power we have, right? The power is with the people, not the people in power.
It's we the people. It really is. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
The power is with the people, not the people in power. That's not how it works. The power is with the people, not the people in power. So we have the deciding factor if they get to keep their job or not. That's how it works. That's what democracy is. This is what democracy looks like, right? So as we go into 2022, where we have a senator that's up for re-election here in Florida,
Marco Rubio.
Val Demings is running against him.
He needs to win and he needs to lose his job.
There you go. We have a governor that's up for re-election in 2020.
Would you call him Death Santis?
He's the Satan.
The Satan. That's another name.
Other people call him Death.
I used to call him Dansanti.
Shall I translate for you?
You want to translate what Dansanti means?
I'm gonna literally translate it for what it says. Dansanti means teeth that stink.
Like it kind of stink mouth. Yeah,
that's what they call him. There's Death Santis. There's the Satan. I've even seen somebody call him what did they say? D stupid. Like there's a whole bunch of words for him. There's a whole bunch of names. I'm pretty sure he knows, but does he care? Let me tell you something. The Satan gives 0. I can't say the word, but he gives 0. FUX 0.
So he thinks he cares, right? He just don't care about certain people. That's all it is, because he care about somebody, because he got to care about some people, because he can't win just because he wants to win, because he has to get folks to vote for him, right? And so the word on the street is he's trying to also run in 2024. That will be extremely interesting, especially if 45 is not indicted by then and he's eligible to run for president.
We should all be so blessed and lucky that 45 does get indicted.
Yeah, because if he's indicted in the middle of like some criminal trial, I don't see how he could be the Republican nominee. But then if he does decide to be part of that race, I want to see how Ron DeSantis runs against him. That but you know what I'm saying? But you know what? That would be like comedy gold though. Like if they're both like running for president, that would be like
SNL would be on fire.
Damn,
SNL,
I cursed twice. I'm pretty good about not cursing, but I cursed twice. Okay, sorry. That will be man.
SNL will be on fire.
What?
Girl,
that is comedy gold.
It
will be an embarrassment. It'll be an embarrassment for anybody that's like, it'll be embarrassing, but it will be comedy gold.
You know what it would be? It would be honestly, it would be a blessing in disguise to let them go at it with each other.
What?
Because it's like buffoonery on steroids, because they're both dumb, right? God. It would you're right. Girl,
that would be
script.
I would do it, y'all. Do it. Just do it.
Just run.
The Democrats can't be silly and put Kamala on that ballot. You got to find somebody else. That's all.
Listen. I know Bernie Sanders is old,
but he would get rid of student loan debt and make marijuana legal.
I would not mind a Sanders administration. I have to be.
I'm here for it.
I wouldn't mind it.
I'm here for it. Let's give it a chance. Why not? We done tried all kind of other stuff. So,
I'm saying, listen, what we got to do?
Let's do that.
What can
we lose at this point?
What did Trump say? What do you got to lose? What you got
to lose? Let Bernie be president. What you got to lose?
I mean, this is where we at.
I'm here for it.
It is what it is. So moving right along. Listen, everybody. Remember,
he really needs to tell people. Like once people know that they student loan debt because that can actually be like, so to get rid of student loan debt, you don't even need the Congress to agree to that. That can be by executive order.
Sure can.
You know what I'm saying? That's executive order.
And he don't want to do it. But okay.
No, I mean, Biden don't want to do it, but Bernie Sanders would. So we need to let because that's something that Republicans and Democrats alike will be down with. Because I got some student loan debt that's like, oh dang,
Listen, I'm sitting on 250 grand. I'm just.
Oh dang! All right,
I beat you.
Yeah, you like ukite mlonton.
Okay,
because my debt came, with my last degree. It wasn't worth it.
A master's degree at that private school with that Nova University, that damn killed me. That killed me. Yeah,
so we need some loan forgiveness around here.
I sure do. If you could knock 100,000 off for me,
take all mine.
I'll be most grateful. So
I use that degree. That degree ain't making me no money.
Listen.
There's this thing called ageism that be happening.
Okay. So listen. So we've taken to task the administration enough. I want to remind everyone, HB 11, which is and let me just remind, January will start the next session. Legislative session in Florida. Okay, you got representative people like Alex Rizzo bringing HB 11, which is basically a piece of legislation that will stop you from videotaping police officers. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Okay, so there's a video that's on that Ben Crump put out of these police officers letting a dog out on a guy that they already
was in Wisconsin, Missouri.
They already had the man in custody, right?
Sure did.
And the cop went and got the police dog and allowed him to bite this man several times. Several times. You understand what I'm saying?
You can even hear him telling the dog bite in the video. Yep.
And they want folks to not videotape police officers when this is the kind of things they do when people are watching. So imagine when they can have it set up.
You're stopping the police officer from doing his job. You're stopping him from doing his job.
Oh, so part of his job is to have dogs bite folks for no reason?
I'm saying you videotaping is stopping him from doing his job.
To bite folks, his job is to have dogs bite folks that they already have in control and in custody.
We want you all to understand how ludicrous this is.
Okay.
I'm just saying they want you not to have not to videotape. They're basically saying that you will get a $500 fine, a second-degree misdemeanor, and 60 days in jail.
I'll get my friends to represent you. Take that charge. I'll fundraise for you. If I can pay the fine for you, I will. If not, I'll fundraise for you. I will fundraise for you, and I'll get my friends to represent you.
They want it to be where you 30 feet away.
Take that charge.
How are you supposed to videotape you 30 feet away? You know you can't see the officer standing on
drone,
kneeing somebody in their neck, right? You know that, right? You know 30 feet away you can't see somebody kneeing somebody on the neck, right? You know 30 feet away you can't see when somebody's breaking someone's arm or their finger or crushing their collarbone or crushing their throat. You can't see that from 30 feet away.
Yeah, and then even if you can kind of see it, they're gonna question the quality of the video. Or who it is that you think you saw,
So it's not a coincidence that you have people like Alex Rizzo who have this HB 11 ready to go and put it on the legislative session.
All right, so let him be foolish and do that, and then they keep their position for 4 years, I believe, right?
The House reps.
Is he a senator or a House rep?
He's a House rep.
They two? I think they might be two.
And he is a Republican from Hialeah. So those who are in Hialeah in Miami,
y'all get beat up by the police too.
All day.
So okay.
All day. So just so you know, the legislative session is coming up. I want you to understand. Let me put this in perspective to you. So if the bill passes, right, it can go into law as of October 2022. We're going into October in a few days or several days.
Friday.
Okay. I just want you all to understand
what they trying to do around here.
By this time next year, you won't be able to videotape a police officer brutalizing someone else. Because their thing is you're gonna be interfering in police business. Okay. Just so you know.
As opposed to documenting criminal acts by law enforcement, but okay.
Okay.
Tomato, huh?
Tomato. These are the same police officers that don't keep their video camera, their body cam on. Okay, because they can get away with that. They can talk their way out of that, right? But they can never talk their way out of your video. Just so you know. So make sure whoever's your representative,
check their record.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Check the record.
It's getting hard out here in these streets.
It's been hard. We're just documenting how hard it is. And we're just letting other folks know what we've been saying the whole time.
I'm talking about in terms of legislation. It's getting hard out here.
That's because they're letting people who are bad at their job keep their job.
The minute we get that, like I said, okay, the power is not with the power is with the people, not the people in power.
We
right?
The people.
We the people. Okay. And that nonsense can't continue.
No.
That nonsense can't continue. Because let me tell you something. Just because something doesn't directly affect you doesn't really mean it doesn't directly affect you. Okay.
If it don't affect you today, right?
I'm just saying, you see how all these anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers, I don't like using those terms, but that's the term I can use right now, are out here talking about they're using the 1965 civil rights. Have you seen those videos? Okay, so all of a sudden, and majority of those people who are not wanting to wear masks and not wanting to get vaccinated, they're all shades, they're all races. But for the ones who are white, walking around talking about some 1964 civil rights, ma'am.
They haven't even read that.
Really? That's what we're doing? I'm just saying. So when you think something doesn't directly affect you, think again. Okay? Because we're all in this circle of life.
People have been complaining about Kamala calling her the police and all kind of stuff. But I was like, oh no, give her a chance, I think I used about redemption on her then. So I don't, I don't know if she gets any more redemption from me because they were talking about her before. And I was like, no, but I really, like I said, 45 had to go. Like,
listen, for those who says, well, you voted for them or whatever, let me tell you something. What other choice did we have?
I was blinded by how bad 45 was.
There's no way. That wasn't even.
We had to give him a chance. So we gave 46 and his crew a chance, and they've completely ruined it. They don't get to stay, right? Because what we don't want to do, right, is to continue to give folks an opportunity that don't deserve it. Because now they're really taking advantage of you, and that's what we need to not have happen anymore. We allow them to take advantage of us because they figure like, oh, they're gonna vote Democrat anyway. It doesn't matter how good, bad, indifferent, sorry, whatever we are. They're going to just go ahead and vote Democrat because they won't vote Republican. We can't continue to do that. And I heard, and folks were saying this in 2020. I was listening. I was just like, but Lord, we can't put 45 in a position to win. That was my whole thing. I was like, even if they're bad, but in my defense though, they did have a record, but they didn't have a record as president and vice president. So now they have a record as president and vice president, so they don't get to keep those jobs no more. And I'm serious about that one.
Let me just also put some things into perspective.
We ended up back on them again because this is so outrageous. What happened?
So for those small businesses, you people who the people who be getting paid through Cash App, Venmo, and what is it? Cash App, Venmo, and what's the other one, girl? Zelle.
Zelle.
Come January 2022, they have to start reporting all those transactions to the IRS
as income.
And guess what?
As income.
And guess what? I was about to say a curse word. I had to pull it back. And guess what? If you get anything over $600, you got to report that. You got to 1099K that bad boy. Okay? Yeah. You want to talk to that administration one more time. Because how you penalizing small businesses?
Poor people.
Make that make sense.
Poor people.
So now if you send
they can't get bank accounts.
All these beautiful hairdressers, those who be doing hair, barber shops, all these small businesses that say, hey, cash at me your deposit, cash at me your funds, you cash apping right there, or Venmo me this and Venmo me that, you will be charged, you'll be taxed on those dollars. Mind you, you already paying the tax as a small business because you do your taxes, but now they're going to double tax your behind you using Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. Come January 2022. So you all have October, November, December to get it together, to figure out what you're going to do now. because the government has decided that. And this is my personal belief. I haven't gotten any kind of proof from that. But did you think they were just gonna give out money for this that from the pandemic, give out all this money, and they wasn't gonna recoup their money? And who do you think gets in trouble? Not even trouble. Who do you think has to pay that money back? How they gonna recoup that money?
Well, go get it from Jeff Bezos and all them rich people that ain't paying.
No, they don't get to, no,
Mark
they don't
Zuckerberg. What's the other man name?
No, not them. No, not them. No,
not the billionaires 200 times over. Not the person with $200 billion.
No, not them.
You're gonna worry about the folk that got 600.
These are the folks that work hard for their money, stand on their feet.
It's about 15 people that make more money than 80% of the population. Y'all finna go try to get it from the 80% and not the 15 people. Okay, I guess the 1%. That's how they stay the 1%.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the hardworking people who stay on their feet 12, 15 hours a day.
Shift workers.
Breaking their back. Okay. Or
those taxes and the fees is more than they make in an hour. Okay.
Those small businesses, women, good hairdressers, good barbers, good, people who are selling things on Facebook or Instagram, trying to do a little business because the pandemic, kind of made them try to be more innovative so they can get some more money. Mm-hmm. These are the people who are now going to be
targeted.
If you get more than $600, what hairdresser makes more than $600 a year? That's using the thing. And then let's put things into perspective. There's people who can't get bank accounts, and Cash App is their only means, right? For whatever reason. I don't think anybody should be penalized because they can't get a bank account. People
that's penalizing poverty. You messing with poor people. That's all that is. That's another attack on poor people.
Just snuck up on I just happened to be scrolling.
And mind you, this is the administration that's talking about they're trying to get people out of poverty, trying to get children out of poverty. They're trying to uplift folks, and then you're gonna go implement a policy that's gonna try poor people again.
That's what they ran.
And understand, that's just not only, people sometimes try to think like poor is synonymous with black. It's a whole lot of poor white people too. So that's not only going to affect black people. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You said there's a whole lot of what now?
Poor white people. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Poor folks ain't black.
Listen, part of that 80 million that
people ain't poor.
Part of that 80 million that voted for you, that's some of them white poor people.
A lot of them. It had to be a lot of them. Because I was listening to so I was watching some show, and I don't know if this number's correct. And the guy was saying it's like 43 million like black people in the United States.
That's correct. That's it.
If it was 80 million folks that voted for Biden, yeah. That wasn't all black people.
Let's put things into perspective now, right? Because I remember I did the math to try to find out how much of us or whatever. So the 43, you're absolutely right. There's 43, and there's 330 million people here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
You see how small our number is?
Yeah.
Compared to the 300,
about 14% of the population.
And let me tell you, not all 43 million of us voted, but I'm gonna tell you, there was at least.
I think that includes the children too.
That number, I can tell you, at least 20 million of us voted. I'm just saying, and the reason 20 million of us voted in 2020 because that shit, that former administration, that show. That foolishness that we dealt with for 4 years, we were like, yeah.
But we saved the other people from themselves too.
We do.
We saved them from themselves too.
We do. I'm just hoping this new group, this new crop of millennials and what is it, Gen Z? What do they call them? Gen
Z, Gen X. I don't know what I am.
I can tell you that they savages, and I think that they're more aware politically than they ever been.
Yeah, they have so much access to information.
So they're way more politically.
They're gonna pull out the video. They'll be like, "Oh, they're like, didn't you say this in 2015? What you talking about now?"
Mm-hmm.
And so many things are recorded. Like, that's why I don't understand these brand new politicians. I'm like, bro, you said that on video. All they got to do is like search you on YouTube and then go find it. What are you doing?
It's the evolution of these candidates for me.
I don't know what they call it. Evolution, that's what it is. But they sliding backwards though. If you out here 1 minute something was inhumane, then the next minute don't come. That's sliding backwards. That's why you got a dude on a horse with a whip and you trying to call it a rein.
Well, the former president went on a media thing and says now they're trying to come after the poor border patrol people who are on the horse instead of going after the people who shouldn't have been here in the first place.
That's what 45 said.
That's 45. That was today. That was today.
He's nuts.
Okay? I'm just saying, this man is still campaigning.
He feels sorry for the dude on the horse.
That's exactly who he feels sorry for.
That was beating up a guy that had a plate that went across the river to get food.
And the governor of Texas, as you sent me an article, the governor of Texas is willing to hire all of them if they get fired.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like another dude that should lose his job too. So I heard Matthew McConaughey, the actor, is running against him, and he is in the lead. So Matthew McConaughey and
he's a Republican?
Matthew McConaughey, I don't think so, but it don't matter, right? Go ahead, let an actor do it.
Hey, we've had actors
like a Brazilian chick. His wife is kind of brown, so hey. The other guy that ran for president is also running too.
We've had actors for presidents before, so that's
Ronald Reagan was. And we had he's running for governor of he would be running for governor of Texas, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California. So was Ronald Reagan. He was the governor of California, then became president. So we've seen it. And then we had there's a Steve Austin he was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler.
He's I don't know if he's a governor, senator, something, but he's in high political office.
He used to not anymore.
Huh?
He used to be, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. And then we had the former football player from Ohio State, but he was a Republican, and he's a House of Representative member, and he's not running against because he voted, I think, either to impeach the president or for the January 6th something. And then Anthony Gonzalez, and the Republicans mad at him, so he's not gonna run for his seat again. Because I guess he ain't fall in line.
Listen, Matthew McConaughey, more power to you,
What's
brother.
the guy's name? He was a presidential candidate from Texas. He speaks Spanish. I see his face. I just can't see his name. No, he was a former presidential. He ran against Ted Cruz to be one of the senators from Texas, and then he was one of the presidential candidates. God. I see his face. I can't see his name. Beto O'Rourke. What is it? Is it Beto something?
Beto.
Yeah, Beto. He's also
he's running for Texas.
Governor of Texas. Yeah.
Is he really?
Beto O'Rourke? Yeah.
Oh, he'll win. He need to get it.
Yeah.
He need to get it. You know who I wish would try to run?
Yeah, Beto. Yeah, he was talking about what the he's been blasting Biden too. Biden on what happened in Texas.
You know who I wish didn't have a position in the administration that would run is Pete Buttigieg.
But Pete, people not ready for Pete yet.
You don't think so?
No, not yet. They probably need about another 10 years for Pete.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, I guess. So let's move right along. All right.
What are we talking about next?
We're gonna talk about. I want people to know about the rental assistance.
Oh, we're doing announcements now. Go ahead.
Yes, we're gonna do rental assistance. Oh, so Florida has $280 million for rental assistance that goes for landlords and renters. It is the website is www.ourflorida.com. It is being managed by the Departments of Children and Families. Not sure why, but that's who's managing that part.
They know how to not give away money, so be persistent. Don't let them talk you out of getting what you deserve.
Be persistent. Whatever they ask you to provide whatever information you need to fill that out.
Give it to them again.
Give it then to them. Be on their behind, checking on it. You are entitled to, well, you could qualify for up to 12 months of rental assistance. I behoove you to please reach out. And
that's for tenants and landlords.
For tenants and landlords. That's www.ourflorida.com. Make sure you reach out. Don't be afraid to get that and forget that's money that was created by the government, the federal government, you are entitled to it for up to 12 months. So please reach out for that, especially all those the landlords that have homes that they're renting or things. Make sure you do that. And we talked about the two Americas. Do you have anything for Caucasity Corner today?
Child, please. The whole thing is the Caucasity. That's all we've been talking about. Shoo. The man on a horse, the president, you know.
I have to laugh to help from crying. It's so horrendous.
All of it is so below them. Net.
All of them.
It's so white of them.
It's the white for me. It's the white supremacy for me. The white privilege. The white entitlement.
The whole thing. Everything we just talked about.
It's trash. Y'all just got people feeling all types of anger and triggering and triggers, and y'all just don't care nothing about Black people in this country. Y'all don't care about the kids. Y'all don't even show the kids mercy.
No.
Y'all
the lady had the baby. What they do? Sent her right back to the camp. That is so not funny.
You got people giving birth.
An American baby took her back to the camp. Took the American baby back to the camp, and then sent the American baby back to Haiti. How about that? How you like them apples?
Y'all don't even show mercy to the babies.
The American baby. Yeah, that part.
I'm just letting you know that don't come for us and talk about, oh, that's who you voted for. Because let me tell you something. Both the two Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, all of them was sending them people back. All of them was doing deportation.
This right here was a whole nother level of like low. It was just inhumane. It absolutely was just like, it was just inhumane. It was just inhumane. And like
for anybody who wants to minimize the image of the man on the horse who takes the reins, whips, whatever the hell you want to call it.
A man that had food in his hand, that crossed the river to go get some food to feed his family.
If you think
he didn't ask that man for nothing now. They crossed the river to went to get the food, and that's the dude you want to beat up.
You can't even defend that. There's nothing you can say to justify that. Nothing.
He had food in his hand. He was no threat to you, sir, on the horse.
Listen. I do not have the patience to deal with somebody. I had somebody come on one of my posts and say, it wasn't a whip. If you're not gonna be accurate, don't post. I was like, excuse you. I don't care if it was a damn rope. You don't get to do that. So forget. We're talking semantics now. We're gonna argue about if it was a whip or a rein. That's what we're doing. You're gonna literally have an argument with me about if it was a whip or a rein. That's what you're gonna do.
But not about the fact that triggered the images from like the 16, 17, 1800s. But okay. You don't got no problem with that part, but okay. All right.
And the fact that this country has the audacity, the caucasity to treat Haitians the way that they treat them, and if it wasn't for Haitian, all of Middle America would not even belong to them. If it wasn't
Louisiana,
if it wasn't for us, and I say us because that's my ancestry. If it wasn't for Haitian people and their revolution, y'all wouldn't have half of the stuff you have in this country.
And that's what had those slave owners shook, is what was happening in Haiti, formerly known as Saint-Domingue. They're like, oh my God, we hope they don't act like them.
And let me tell you, if those of you don't know the history of Haiti, you should find that out or whatever. Those slaves in Haiti, they weren't one of them slaves. They weren't those group of slaves that just was like, oh, we're gonna push you back and take out. That's not how we did. That's not how they did stuff over there, honey. Okay, those are warriors. All right, and when they took the country, they took it clean off. right?
Yeah.
There was no remnants left.
Yeah, they're like, we'll burn it down, France.
And let me tell you, France got something coming to them too. They think they've absolved themselves. Sorry, France. That's not how it works. Okay.
But they aren't they the one that had the whole like yellow jacket thing happening all summer long? The people that put on their I don't was it right? It was the yellow jacket, green jacket, whatever, because they've been dealing with protests for the last couple of years too.
True. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, but they're dealing with like African immigrants in France in the so they getting their little dose of it.
Whatever.
Are we gonna talk about Art Acevedo?
Oh yes, can we talk about him? We're gonna talk about him, and then we're gonna talk about
we keep
about Art Acevedo.
What's up with Art Acevedo? What did he do?
So
how he made the news? I looked up his name, and all I saw was Art Acevedo, Cuban Mafia. What that mean?
Well, and listen, I'm here for it, and I support Art Acevedo with everything in my being. Okay, and let me tell you why. and let's be clear, Art Acevedo or Acevedo, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Acevedo, it's Acevedo.
Acevedo. He is Cuban. His people are Cuban. So just so you to put things in context.
By way of California, so he missed the whole Miami Cuban kind of thing.
So he was hired about 4 or 5 months ago to be the chief of police in Miami. Okay,
because they always got some drama over there.
So as Mr.
So I'm gonna make a point before Narnique gives all her details. So when you get these jobs, you're supposed to be properly vetted, right? And usually you are properly vetted.
Yes,
and then you get your job.
Especially a job of a sheriff, of a police, the police chief.
Yeah, police chief. Yeah,
right. It's not a job that you really gotta like look into.
You gotta vet these folks.
Okay.
They usually come from other departments where they were already vetted before they got the last big job they had. Because it's usually not like you just gonna get some cool dude off the street and say, "Come be the police chief." Nope. You usually, especially with Dade County, since it's such a big place, you get a person that already has experience, probably been chief a few places already, so they've been vetted. Okay, so I'm talking about vetting because Narnique is going to explain why I'm talking about the vetting process right now.
And I'm glad you said the vetting process because he's a seasoned police chief. Like this is not your run of mill.
He new to this. He true to this.
So he was hired about 4 or 5 months ago, and he decided. So he started to do his job, doing his research, checking to see how the department is doing.
And this don't look right.
And lo and behold, he found a lot of holes in there was a lot of problems.
Found some problems.
He got to clean it up.
He called the Department of Justice. He said, "I think y'all need to take a look at this.
My internal affairs department. Y'all need to come and look at the internal affairs department." Okay.
Why the county commission all involved in what we doing at the police department?
Listen, so he is doing his job, and you have several commissioners on the Miami dais who feels like, what are you doing?
So like the way you doing that. Why you trying to fire my friend the sergeant?
He made a comment and he says, "Well, y'all running this place like the Cuban mafia around here." He sure did. He said it.
Yeah.
And
I think he meant it at the time he said it too. I guess he didn't realize it was a trigger.
Well,
some people.
Why would it be a trigger if that's not what's going on?
Because I think they said Castro used to say that about some people that, Cubans don't want to be called anything that Castro used to call folks.
But if that's not who you are, why should it matter to you? Anyway, Art how you pronounce the last name?
Acevedo.
Art Acevedo said, "Y'all," he said, "some people on the commission is y'all a bunch of Cuban mafias around here."
The mafioso.
So they weren't too happy. They reached out. He sent out another message saying, "Hey, didn't know this was a trigger.
If I offended you, I apologize." If I offended you, I apologize. That most folks don't consider an apology, but okay.
The man apologized. He was asked to apologize.
I apologize.
So here's the thing, people. Okay?
I ain't know it was a trigger.
You vetted somebody. You hired somebody to do a job.
Yeah.
The man is doing his job. Okay. You are giving him resistance. And he's like, "Y'all's a bunch of goons. What's going on here?"
Out here acting like the mafia because you don't like it. But now they're saying that he made. They're saying that there might have been some information that the folks who hired him may not have been privy to. So they want to bring up some. They've obtained some new details or new something about him, and because they want to do a vote of no confidence or something, because allegedly 79% of the police department, well, they didn't say the whole police department, they said 79% of the people they spoke to said they don't like the job he's doing.
So we're gonna let the federal, what is it called again? The Federal Order of Police.
Fraternal Order of Police.
I'm sorry, thank you. The Fraternal Order of Police.
Yeah.
Dictate how they bosses doing?
Now that's a union. That ain't they don't. That's a police union.
That's the police.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's a police union, right? The Fraternal Order of Police. It's not like a government agency or nothing like that. It's just a. Okay. They don't have no control about whether he gets hired, fired, or nothing.
All right. Well,
the commission can't even fire him. The county commissioners can't fire him.
So here's the thing. You have a man who's clearly doing his job and he's getting some pushback, right?
They don't like it. He's doing too good a job.
You know when you're doing your job right, when you're getting pushback.
When you're getting people mad.
When you get people upset.
When you get people big mad.
Okay. And not only you getting people big mad, but then you're also making that person, Mr. Acevedo, he mad too, because he's like, well, wait a minute now. Y'all don't
know what y'all hired me to do?
I'm doing my job. So what's the problem? Y'all's a bunch of goons. What he said, y'all the Cuban mafia. Is that what you're coming up against? What I love about Mr.
Acevedo.
What I love about Mr. Acevedo is that he ain't scared. Okay, he was like,
they have not be bullied.
He was like, listen, I came in here to do a job. I don't know what
I'm doing it.
I'm getting the FBI involved because y'all over here doing some shit.
The Department of Justice about to start investigating. And he got a lot of, I'm telling you, he got some folks to resign because he came in and was doing an audit. He was like checking their records and checking it twice, right? He's like, well, are you gonna get a gift from Santa this year? So he's like, let me check your record, since y'all be telling people to check the record, right? So he was out here checking records and was like, So see what happened was,
right?
If you get in trouble like kind of one more time, you're gonna lose your pension and a whole bunch of stuff. What you want to do? What you want to do? You in a drop. You've been out here 28 years. You could try to do them next 2, but if you mess up, all them 28 gonna mean nothing. What you want to do? Folks been retiring. Some of them said like, oh, they don't like the whole Black Lives Matter stuff. You know why? Because people are calling your behavior into the carpet, on the carpet. Because some folks have been able to get away with stuff for far too long. And, they kind of got used to being able to do whatever. And I'm not talking about a whole bunch of cops are bad. That ain't what I'm saying. Because most cops are not bad. They're real good people. But some of them, they learn some bad habits. And sometimes bad habits are hard to break.
And let me say something. And it's not just him, okay?
You gonna act right for the next 2 years, or you think you want to just go ahead and walk out the door with the check you're going to get right now? Some of them was like, you know what? I ain't taking no chances. I'm going to go ahead and dip.
It's not just him.
Some of them ain't want to dip.
There's not just Art having this issue, child, because there's a police department up in California. They have full-on gangs. And the police chief be acting like he ain't got time to talk to nobody because he's like, oh, well, I don't got time to make a comment. Listen, Art does not want a Derek Chauvin on his team.
No.
He don't want them problems.
He don't want them problems.
He don't want them problems. So if you look like you gonna be that problem.
You got that propensity or that tendency.
You have to roll.
Or that predisposition.
Okay. And here's the thing that he's
like,
fighting.
You got to go.
Okay, here's the thing he's fighting against. You have commissioners who are getting involved in his own investigation of his own police officers. Yeah. I'm sorry, your job is
what you here to do.
That's not your lane. That's not your lane. Your lane is over there in Miami, during the city. Your lane is to figure out how you all gonna make it work.
Fix them potholes in them streets. How about that?
How about you go? How about you take care of all the homeless in Miami? How about
y'all? How about it? Oh, did you hear that they're gonna try to get rid of all the tents? So I'm supposed to do a homeless project next month. I don't know how that's gonna happen since they're getting rid of them, and then we don't know where they're going.
I suggest the commissioners focus on getting these people situated and stop worrying
about District 5. So Stephanie Thomas is running for a District 5 seat. I believe a lady named Eileen Higgins hold that seat right now. I'm not sure if she's running again because there are about like 4 or 5 people in that race. We did an event with Stephanie Thomas a few months ago. I think we did the event with her in June or something like that. And she's a District 5 candidate. So if you're in Miami living in District 5, vote Stephanie Thomas.
And her election is in November, by the way.
November 2nd.
November 2nd. I'm just saying, y'all need to stay in your lanes, commissioners in Miami. Stay in your lanes. You all here messing with Art got going on. Art is
let Art do what he doing. He the police officer. Y'all not the police.
You sure ain't. Art's
y'all ain't the police. Y'all ain't go to no academy. You ain't
let Art do his job.
Let him do his job.
Art do his job. He is
y'all
doing
not
his
the police. Job. He know how to manage police.
He sure do. He sure do, because apparently he's doing something right, because we haven't heard nothing big. So let the man do his job. Y'all coming for the man's throat because he's doing his job. Well, so is it really a Cuban mafia in Miami? Is that what's going on?
If they trying to get the man in trouble and he doing a good job?
You trying to get rid of the man and he getting there 5 months doing his job? Is it really a goon activity going on over there on the commissioner seat? Because Mayor Calva had nothing but nice things to say about him.
You know what I'm saying?
He was like, he the bomb.com. What's your problem?
He getting rid of all them bad police officers. Because I mean, really, City Miami, y'all trying to pay out some huge settlements? Because them checks are getting bigger and bigger. Every time you hear that a police officer done did something to somebody, it's costing them cities a whole bunch of money. You know, them checks are getting bigger and bigger. People get 27 million, 12 million, $5 million.
Y'all don't look cute on the news, and y'all don't look cute on the news talking about something. We're sorry to the family. We are devastated. No, yeah, that don't look cute. That don't look cute. And nobody wants that apology no more.
No.
Man.
I mean, and even if you don't want an apology, you know, about the folks who said, well, you know, this guy would have never made that money in his whole life, but he's getting paid that money because these police officers acting foolish. Let the man get rid of them bad cops, so y'all ain't gotta figure out how you finna pay somebody mama, you know, $27 million because the cop done did some nonsense.
Y'all can let Art do his job now, or y'all can pay later.
Pay later. That's it.
Let him
pick your poison. Well, I mean, I don't think Art's no poison. I think Art's doing it right.
Doing his job right. Let the man do his job. If you want to let him do his job now, or you want to pay later. Because I'm telling you, them checks, the money that you got, there's cases that will bankrupt the city.
Yep.
No cap.
And the other thing is, like, I've been living in Miami a very long time. I done been through a few riots. So Miami they'll tear some stuff up, because I done been through a few riots in Miami where we couldn't go to school, all kinds of stuff. So
all your Miami gentrification will go up in smoke.
I'm telling you, Miami, they'll tear it up.
That's I done been through some riots over there, honey.
Okay? So y'all go ahead and let Art get rid of them police officers.
Let Art do his job.
Potentially put you in a situation where you got to deal with a riot and on paying a big check.
Let Art do his job. Leave that man alone with your no.
All right, go ahead, Art. We here for it.
We here for you, Art. Okay, we love what you're doing, child. And we love when you say Cuban mafia.
I ain't gonna call them no mafia, but if the man felt the need to call the Department of Justice to get involved and investigate some of the stuff that was happening in his office, sound like he saw something, right? Because you know. He's like, yo, go ahead. I need y'all to go ahead and check this out.
He said, what is going on here? Y'all actually, is this the Cuban mafia? That's what he said. That's what he said. So it would be some mafia-esque type behavior.
All the cover-ups.
All right. So we're going to round out with the fact R. Kelly was indicted today.
No, he was convicted today.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's convicted.
He was convicted. Real quick, too.
Let me not mess up the victims. I'm sorry. He was convicted today.
Convicted today on all counts. I think like he was already. Listen, that case would been going over what 6-7 weeks, 2 months, something crazy like that. And I think that it just went to the jury like today or yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm convicted on all counts." So yeah, bro,
they had their mind made up long time.
Yeah, so he's looking at anywhere from 10 years to life.
You think he's gonna get off for good behavior? Like, well, not get off, but like Bill Cosby got off?
No, see, Bill Cosby, they shouldn't have prosecuted Bill Cosby in the first place.
Okay.
They shouldn't have, because they shouldn't have. Bill Cosby was a mistake from the very beginning, because because one of the things people don't understand oftentimes is that the law got two components to it. There's a procedural side of justice and there's a substantive side of justice, right? And a lot of times before you can even get to the substance of the law, you got to make sure you follow the right procedure, right? Mm-hmm. So in the Bill Cosby case, they messed up on the procedure, the procedural side of it. So if you mess up on the procedure, you don't get to the substance, right? And so since they messed up on the procedure, and then they went ahead on the substance, which you can't do that. You can't do that. But they didn't make those types of mistakes in the R. Kelly case. Okay, they did it. R. Kelly kept tempting fate because he got away with doing this stuff already, and he just started wild, just thought he was above the law. There was gonna be no consequence. I don't know what he was thinking, but he got away with peeing on that girl. And all the other 6 girls who had made the allegations the first time he was on trial, he got away with it. So, dude, you should have just go live in another country, because I think in other places in the world they let you date young girls or something.
We don't even want him. We don't even want him. We don't even want him.
I'm not trying to say it's all right. I'm just saying that there's some places in the world where this type of stuff is acceptable. If he could not help himself, this ain't where he should be living, because it's bound to happen.
Well, I say good riddance, because you living your life like that and doing women like that, you don't deserve to have your freedom. And you are a predator. It's plain and simple. That's what that is. And you prey on the weak. You prey on the ones that are naive. You prey on the ones that have nobody, and those who do have people, you get them to think that you the only thing for them. So you should have some time to yourself.
Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of time.
Yeah, he need to figure that out.
I don't know if they're gonna sentence him to life, but I don't think it's gonna be 10 years either, though.
He thought that dramatic thing he did with Gail was gonna work.
Ciao.
Boy, bye. Anywho, yes, so next week we will see if any of the Republicans
gonna come talk to us.
Y'all can come talk. We give
good, man. And we also, so we got a suggestion from a listener that we need to see if we can get in touch with maybe some of the Haitian folks that got sent back to Haiti. And so I'm going to spend some time trying to see if I could find anyone who's willing to speak to us about that particular issue. And so I'll be working on that. I'm not making any promises, but I'm going to see if we'll be able to get speak to some Haitian nationals who are in Del Rio and maybe offer up some perspective on what happened.
That sounds like a good idea. And we also need to talk about the Black diaspora for everybody.
Oh yeah,
we need to have a discussion about that. Okay, because the way that the Haitians were dealt with and some of the protests around different states wasn't really heavily attended. And we know that we can come out in big numbers, right? We saw that last summer. And we know that that's something that we can do, but we got to do it for all types of issues when it deals with Black people.
Yeah.
Not just police shootings, but we need to do it for all types of issues that we deal collectively together. And when we rise in numbers, people take notice and they start to make a decision. I feel like if we were out there along with our brothers and sisters, Black Lives Matter, the Black Collective, all those different organizations, the way the Biden and Harris administration reacted to this and the way the things that happened in Texas would have been a different story.
Well, apparently they cleared that camp out because Black Lives Matter was coming. They got rid. When they heard they was like, wait, what? Black Lives Matter about to go to the border? Oh, hell no.
See? So
So we don't, but you know how sometimes we don't know if that was a good thing, right? Like, so they probably was coming to show solidarity, and the administration didn't want none of that smoke. And you know,
well, that's my point. That's my point. The point is,
but the way that when they didn't want that smoke, it didn't allow the people to stay. Like they didn't just.
No, I get it. I get that. I'm just saying, just the mere knowledge of that smoke. You get what I'm saying?
But then you got to work. So to me, sometimes you got to think of the result, right? So what was the result was that some of those folks are like in a worse situation than had they not gotten involved. So that's the thing. And I talk about that because so there was this was probably like in the early 2000s. There was a group of Haitians that came on a boat. Like when I tell you, it was probably like 200, it was like 200 and something of them, right? That came on one boat, right?
Wow.
And the boat actually made it to Key Biscayne. And had they just stayed on the boat, let them come and process them, they were already here, so you got to deal with them, right?
Right.
They just started running on Key Biscayne. Like they got off the boat and just started running, just was going in all directions. And so there was this whole scene of all of these folks running through Key Biscayne all over the place, and the police had to try to catch them. They had copters and all that. I mean, it was just like, it was too much, right? And I was like, this is going to be a problem, right? And at the time, had they just gone ahead, they got it. You made it. You're in Key Biscayne. Wait, let them come get you, process you, take you to Chrome. You're going to get over there, and they're going to get you a bond, and you're going to get out. That's what the procedure would have been. But then, no, you go running down the streets. They got to go get helicopters, all these different agencies to come try to catch as many of you can. It was such a scene that it's like, okay. So they got one of the judges, I ain't gonna call no names. One of the judges came in, and basically what he did was he completely overhauled the bond policy, right? And started, because one of the things when you're doing a bond, they look at ties to the community and a flight risk, right? Those are two things they look at. So since those people had just landed, there's like, well, you can't show us no community ties because you just got here, right? And there's like, well, since some of y'all was running across the highway, all over Key Biscayne, then we think y'all are flight risk because folks on the boats tried to escape. So what did that mean? Those folks couldn't get no bonds. So they had to do all of their hearings in detention. So the situation got worse because of the public scene that was made, right? So sometimes it's like, yes, you want to show support, but then you gotta measure how you do that, because the way you do it can make the situation worse. And I think once they heard Black Lives Matter was coming, and I'm not the administration completely debacled this from day one, right? But depending on how Black Lives Matter approached it, it was just kind of like, you know what, we ain't trying to deal with that, right? And so they took a more aggressive approach that I think ultimately may not have benefited most of the people that were on the border, because they cleared the border in 12 hours in the middle of the night. I'm telling you that though. Listen, if video ever comes out of what that really looked like, that was not, I cannot believe that was peaceful. Is all I'm gonna say. But
well, Biden-Harris administration, y'all
blew it
big time.
Yeah, they blew it. They blew that. They blew that.
And we're not if you want to do some redemption, that's on you, child. But
I think voting for her was her redemption, because people's already talking about her. So I don't know. It's a tough one. And I'm telling you, like, when the folks first came, like, I wasn't real vocal about this. My trigger was really the man on a horse. Like, that just set me. That was you weren't the only one that set off, child. I'm telling you, I was like, okay, let's see. I could understand why they want to measure this. I get it. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a chance. And then the man that thing was like, what? It was over.
To your credit, I one of the things you did say before the horse thing was like, listen, I understand they have to deport people. I just don't like the way they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because the way they're doing it, they're not following policy. They're just doing it haphazard. They're not following it. So that was our first conversation. She's like, listen, I get it. All these people coming because you let these people, and then next thing, something, whatever. She's like, it's not that I have a problem with them deporting them. It's just the way they're doing it is wrong. They shouldn't be doing it that way. They're not giving people an opportunity to apply for asylum. They're not doing any of those things. You can't do it that way. But the minute that horse thing came out, all bets were off. At this point, I don't give a damn what you're doing. I don't care. I'm not in agreement with nothing at all.
I can't hear you now. Because you know sometimes you're so blinded. I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. I can't hear or see you no more.
I can't. You know, like sometimes when you can't see, you can't hear. You know, like you know, because you know how like when you're in the car and it's raining and the windshield wipers, you can't see, so you turn down the radio because now all of a sudden you can't hear either.
Well, no, that's what happened. Because your eye senses are gone. Now your hearing senses have to amplify. I can't hear or see you.
I can't see. I can't hear you.
I can't hear
what
you.
I'm seeing, I'm so blinded by it. I can't hear you.
There's nothing. You can't
hear you no more.
You know how you can, talk somebody off the ledge? You can't even talk me off the ledge no more.
I can't hear you.
After that, I was so triggered. I was like,
done.
What they do, you can't, all deportation need to stop because this right here, because this is what we saw. Can you imagine what we didn't see?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And at that point, they should have been like, oh, damn, we done.
Let's stop.
We kind of blew it. Let's go ahead and like smooth this over.
That's not what they did.
That ain't what they
did. Double down and told 8,000 people you need to agree to go back to Mexico.
So I'm a Peloton junkie now, right? I've joined the Peloton cult, and there's one of the what they call them,
the trainers,
the instructors. Her name is Allie Love, and so her rides are like crazy, right? And she goes and she's like, okay, it's yes or yes. She's like, you could do this. We're gonna crank it up. Yes or yes. That's her thing. She's like, okay, we're doing this. You guys can do it. Push yourself. It's yes or yes. So she don't give you the option of saying no. Maybe she said no. It's yes or yes, right? So that whole Mexico thing, when they said the people agreed to go back, that was a yes or yes. They were like, yeah, you going back. Yes or yes. That's what that was. So Allie Love says yes or yes. The administration told them yes or yes. So we can go ahead and say that y'all agreed to go back. I don't believe it.
Down ballot candidates, people.
Okay? All day. So we never gonna say don't vote.
Get them
Focus
down
on the ones that make a difference in your life.
My final word for tonight is this. It's not like I heard a gunshot. Sorry.
You don't live in that kind of neighborhood. What you talking about?
Excuse you. These people kill people on a regular basis. Okay. My final word for tonight is it's the people, not the people in power. Okay, we the people make the big decisions. It's not the power lies with the people, not the people in power.
Mm-hmm.
And the faster we understand that, the faster we know that, the better we will be at choosing the people who we want to represent. Right. So I leave you with that. I also leave you with we're still in a pandemic. I don't think people walking around here like we not, but we still in a pandemic. Okay. Please wear your mask. Please social distance when possible. Okay. And wash your hands. And if you haven't gotten the shot, we've all seen that the shot seems to be, the shot is fine. Get your vaccination. All right. Because when the kids were growing, we had to get them all these bunch of shots. It's like, oh, these are for measles, these are mumps, these are this is that, this is for TB, you need to do this or whatever. And we were like, okay, that's you that for the baby, okay. 2 months, okay. 6 months, okay. We never questioned it. We didn't question what was in it or nothing like that. You have an opportunity to take a shot. The same manufacturers that have been making all these shots from before are the same ones. They evolved, turned into new companies, new names, but they're the same people. The shot has been proven to work. I'm just asking us to be in a place that we care about other people. So please take the shot, because getting on a ventilator and you at your last breath, you can't take the shot no more. It is what it is, right? And we've seen enough people. We're at what, 600 and how many? Where are we at in terms of
about 680?
We're almost to that million mark, almost, and that's the saddest thing for me.
Yeah,
to hear, because these are almost 680 moms, dads Children are dying from COVID, right? Uncles, grandparents, that had they been, had we been careful and done what we were supposed to do when the former administration knew about it, we probably would have saved the countless lives. Dying from COVID is stupid. It really is. Dying from COVID is stupid.
Yeah, because I saw an article, and I don't remember what school district it is, but there's a school district that lost 15 staffers in 10 days from COVID.
Makes no sense.
In Florida. So I can't remember which one it was. I was reading it, and it was like, because they came back with that don't wear your mask to school. But, all of this, come to school if you COVID.
And don't listen to the new Surgeon General for Florida, okay?
That Nigerian brother, I don't know if he's making his parents proud. Joseph Lapado, bruh,
dude, really, man, that's the hill you want to die on,
bruh.
That's the hill you want to die on,
bruh.
Okay, so be it. It is what it is. I'm telling you, them people will leave you in the dust, Mr. Labado. They will leave you hanging. They don't care about you or your family or your PhD and your MD. They don't care about you.
Both from Harvard. Oh my God.
This is the hill that you climb up to die on. That's the hill you climbed up to die on. Okay, bro. All right, co-host, what's your final word, child?
Listen, I'm with the, we the people. I'm here with that. Elections have consequences. Elections matter. I definitely, as mad as I am, and as disappointed as I am in a Biden-Harris administration, I know in a lot of ways we're better now than we would have been had 45 won. Okay, because we would have had 1 million dead people from COVID, like for sure. Right. So at the very least, the administration has taken a good approach on how they're dealing with COVID.
Agreed.
Now the rest of the stuff, they can't do infrastructure. They can't do voting rights. They can't do George Floyd. They can't get no economic nothing passed. I think they're about to. There might be a shutdown looming because they gotta do some budget stuff that folks ain't disagreeing. And when I'm talking about folks, mind you, we have a majority in the House. We should be able to get everything done in the Senate. Most stuff done in the Senate because it's 50-50 with the VP being the tiebreaker. But we got 2 Democratic senators that's misbehaving and acting like I don't know what. So we're running into those particular issues. But like my co-host said, it's we the people. We give them those positions. We give them that power. So when they decide to abuse it or go there with their own agenda, you don't let them keep that power, period. And that's why we have elections in the United States every 2 to 4 years. We election every 2 years. And sometimes, we have a special election happen now. There are other elections that happen, outside of the general and the midterms. Pay attention and check these people's records and make sure they lose their jobs if they're not doing it right. Don't be scared of that.
Don't get comfortable with the status quo. Don't say, because no,
they do not have to keep it.
We give it to them. I'm saying it again. We give it to them. We give it to them. The same way we give it, the same way we could take it.
Yep.
You know that saying, God give it and God take it away? That's what we do. We could do that.
Yeah, we the people. We elect, we vote, we get them elected. Don't all these narratives, all these big corporations thinking they got all that power. And even with these corporations, boycotts work. Like when they start talking crazy and people are like, oh, okay, this is what y'all doing. How about we not going to spend no more money with y'all? Because when Georgia first did that voting rights bill, that thing was mad crazy. It's still stupid now, but it was stupider before, right? Until people decided, they said, oh, Coca-Cola, you giving them money? Delta Airlines, oh, this what y'all doing? And so when they started hollering at Coca-Cola and Delta was like, listen, Brian Kemp, you need to fix this because now you mess with our money, right? So even though these big corporations are the one that's funding some of these campaigns, we can control them too.
Yeah,
we can control them too. That's why when George Floyd happened and people talking about all them companies like we support Juneteenth, we giving everybody the day off because they realize and black people are consumers. Like we'll go broke buying stuff, right?
Yeah, number one consumer. Number one.
if we decide that, yo, you know what, we pick a company, be like, we ain't buying nothing from them, please, some of them will straight up go bankrupt because we decide not to purchase those products anymore. And so understand your power. Understand your power.
Understand your power. And let me tell you something, Black social media, we make things go viral faster than anything on this planet. And if we say today, Coca-Cola, you trash, and everybody going on their social media and say Coca-Cola's trash because of this, trust and believe Coca-Cola will be the first company coming out saying, wait, what? Hold on, wait a minute.
What y'all want us to do? Y'all don't want to mix it with the Henny no more in the Crown? They be like, nah, we're going to go with Chex or whatever that cheap soda brand is.
Okay. And we okay doing it. And we okay.
You know?
How about that?
Yeah.
So know your power.
Know your power.
Know your power.
Know your power.
And we got lots of it. Okay. We got, believe it or not, we have economic power just in our race, right? Because we're the highest consumer. We buy everything. Okay.
Yeah, our money don't stay in our community long.
It don't. And so don't play with us. That's basic bottom line. Don't play with us.
Yeah. So, but we need to understand that we shouldn't be played with. We need to understand our power.
And you know what? We'll probably start a series about how much power that we have and how much influence that we have, and maybe highlight that a little bit so you all can see and have context of what you all are, what you guys are made of, right? What we made of, basically. So, all right then, co-host.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will see y'all next week. Hopefully, we really want to get one of them Republicans on, but they scared. I'm gonna call it. Y'all a little bit afraid. Don't be afraid, child.
Don't be scared. We good. We nice.
We can agree to disagree.
We got questions and y'all got answers.
We just want to hear them. That's all.
We want to ask the questions.
We want the people to
hear. Why
you
running in a district that's 85% Democrat? Let us know.
Yeah, and you have a high number of people of color. We want to know what you're bringing to the table. What you bringing to the table?
What you about to do for the people?
What you bringing to the table?
That's all we want to know.
That's all we want. What you bringing to the table? What you say, Willis? All right, then.
All right, folks.
Out.
Good night. Oh, yeah, good night. It would be night. Good night.
It is night time. Night, y'all.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.